Hey, season's greetings! I mean, this is an eternal internet video, so it may not actually be around Christmas where you are, but it's a season, and I'm greeting you, so it works. I've got something a little different this time. Most of what I've been working on lately is animations and boring, like, background models, so unless you guys want a repeat of the crate time lapse, I think this is a better idea. I'm gonna try and model some fun stuff unrelated to the game and post those as time lapses once in a while, so this will be the start to that, and hopefully you guys like it. So here we go. There goes 40% of the viewers. I'm sorry, I had to do it. All right, let's for real this time. We're gonna get going. Okay, so you can see I've got the two reference images in the background. Most things I start off with, I have it so it's just a straight side and front view so I can get the proportions perfect, but it's a pretty simple model, so I don't have to do too much that's crazy. Most of the polys in this entire mesh are devoted to the eye, because that's the part that gives him the most personality, and it's like you can see it. And it's probably my favorite part as well. It's just screwing around with topology and that kind of thing, so not much is going on. Man, last week, I was on my week off coffee, and holy crap, I got nothing done. Like, I opened up Blender, and I was like, I'm gonna finish modeling the Atlas mech, and he's gonna have cool run animations, and this gun is gonna look good, and he's gonna, like, shoot, he's gonna be in the game, and I'll be able to show it off next week. Nope, I got nothing. Like, honestly, all I did was play Pokemon. I played this online Pokemon game for, like, way longer than I should have, for like a solid 7 days, and then like I got coffee again, and I was like, oh, I got it. I'm gonna make models again, and then I got through like 3 or 4 animations of the Atlas mech. So we're working on things. Things are happening now, so that's good. You can see me cutting little chunks out of the face part of this guy, and I was doing that just so the topology would look better when it's set to smooth shading, which it is now. And you'll see that when I go into rendered mode later. You'll see the results of that. And I'm just making little seams here so it doesn't look like it's totally flat inside the mesh, and that's nice. And I've applied some nice textures to him, and the textures are just the default textures that I have on all my base files. You'll notice those in all my speed models from now on. And the toughest thing, I think, about this is, since Rick and Morty is a cartoon, the proportions are not perfect on things that are shown on screen because they fluctuate, right? Like, something that's shown on screen is not the exact same every time it's shown. And that's what happened with the head, the head quotation marks, of this guy. I couldn't quite get the size right, and you'll see me fiddling with it probably like 7 or 8 times through the entire video. This is only 6 minutes long, and it's sped up to 800 times, but I do fiddle with it quite a lot. Now, the arms are super simple. I've just copy and pasted that little capsule thing that I had going on connected to the arms, and I'm using that as the shoulder and the elbow. And I also use them, again, for something else. And they get rigged up as a skeleton so I can pose him later on, which is really fun. And this part was fun, too. He's got, like, you'll notice the little red light on the top of the source material. So what I did was I made it glass on the outside, and then a glowing material on the inside. And I just screwed around with the glass texture for a little bit, and I finally got it to look the way I wanted to, and it looks really nice. Wires are super simple. You just make a curve and set it to a square, and, like, voila, you've got wires. So that's fun, and then I copy and pasted them to another part of the mesh. So I've noticed a lot of people saying, instead of like Rick and Morty, they say Richard and Mortis, or like Mortius, or just like things like that. And I've noticed it in my Discord chat, and I've noticed it in other just on games when people mention it, and I don't talk about it that much because, like, I watch the show, but I don't pay attention to the fan base at all. But I don't know when this started. Maybe like some YouTubers started it, but fucking people, man, you're all so goofy. Here's the other part where I used the elbow. I literally just copy and pasted the elbow, made it bigger, and used it as the wheels because it looks like that's what the animators did in the show too. For the wheels, they just like, I've already got this thing, and I don't really want to use my brain power to come up with something else for this like 6-second gag, so I'm just gonna put it down here too for the wheels. And yep, that's what I did. Use the same materials and everything. Looks quite nice. You can see I'm really coming together now, though. I've got the proportions, and I'm making the hand on him, and it's really starting to look like him. With the materials that I use are really nice for this in particular, because it's really the same animation style that Rick and Morty uses, which is pretty neat. So this part I'm doing here is just to round out the head so the materials look a little better. So that's why I subdivided there and made them come out a little bit. Now this part I forgot. I thought I was done at this point, but now I'm just adding little details. And this part's different. It should be something that goes in, like it's recessed into the joint there. But I didn't think that looked that good, so I did it the other way around. It's just like a screw, a bolt, because that's the kind of thing I like doing. And this was just to make the lens look smoother, and then I was just adjusting this because the size wasn't quite right. It didn't look quite right on the Butterbot. And then I'm just beveling things. Okay, so we're done with the modeling of it. He looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with him. But what if you want to pose him? What if you want him to be in a certain position, like in this this picture back here, and I don't want to have to move the mesh around, right, to pose him like that. So let's rig him up. That's really boring. I'm not going to show you that, so I'm just gonna. So there he is. There, it's he's all rigged up now. So if you wanted to, you could move him around, and you could just pose him like he is in the back picture there. That's pretty cool. This is wrong. There we go. So good, right? He's all rigged up, and right, that's what we want. We want him to think, oh my God, what is my purpose in life? So that's good. Now what if you wanted him to be a little more festive? Because you know what? It's fucking Christmas. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a Santa hat to him with hat physics. So, Achoo! Oh, look at that! Look at that! He's got a little Santa hat now. So we're just going to what we're gonna do is I'm just going to start playing an animation here. Now you can see when I move around his head, the hat kind of moves around with him. So he's now festive. So that's pretty cool, right? Yep, that's pretty much all I've got for the Butterbot. I thought it would be cool to do a little bit of a Rick and Morty model. I never really model things from other content sources. I always do my own stuff, and it's more fun this way, right? Like, you guys recognize this, and it's good practice to do things that don't actually exist, because you're forced to do things that you wouldn't normally do if it was just your own content, because you see things like little wheels in the bottom here. Like, I wouldn't have done that originally because I would have done it somewhere else. So this is good. We've got a little festive robot here. I'll throw up an animation here so you guys can see what it's like all the way around and in all its rendered glory. And yeah, tell me what you think. Merry Christmas, and if you're not watching this on Christmas, you just stumbled upon it, have a good week, I guess. Later days.